In the silence between dreams and darkness lies a story waiting to be told. Welcome to Mysteries Untold. The Old Mercy Hospital stood silhouetted against the dying light, a monolith of decay and despair. Jagged, skeletal trees clawed at its crumbling facade. Cracked windows stared out like empty sockets. Wind howled through broken panes, a mournful dirge echoing in the stillness. Inside, shadows danced and twisted.
4 friends stood before it, drawn by morbid curiosity and youthful bravado. Mark, the fearless leader, Emily the skeptic, Chris the joker masking his fear, and me, Jessica, drawn to the darkness that whispered within.
Mark pushed open the rusted gate. It groaned in protest, a warning lost on deaf ears. They stepped onto the overgrown path, each footfall crunching on dead leaves and shattered glass. A tangible sense of dread descended. The air grew heavy, laden with the weight of untold suffering. The lobby was a graveyard of memories. Dust-laden wheelchairs stood frozen in time. A tattered reception desk lay overturned, medical records scattered like fallen leaves. The air hung thick and stagnant, heavy with the scent of decay and the faint metallic tang of blood.
They moved deeper into the building, each footstep echoing in the oppressive silence. A sudden gust of cold air sent shivers down their spines. Chris forced a laugh, trying to break the tension, but his voice sounded thin and strained.
They discovered an operating room. A single rusted surgical lamp hung precariously over a stained table. Instruments lay scattered, their gleaming surfaces at odds with the decay surrounding them. Jessica swore she saw a fleeting shadow move in the corner of her eye. A figment of her imagination?
As they ventured deeper, the whispers started. Soft at first, barely audible, then growing louder. Tormented voices swirling around them, whispering their names, urging them to turn back. But the group pressed on, their curiosity outweighing their fear.
The pediatric ward was the most unsettling. Cracked walls adorned with faded cartoon murals. Empty cribs lined the walls, their paint chipped and peeling. A lone teddy bear lay abandoned on the floor, its one remaining button eye staring accusingly.
Emily felt a chill. An overwhelming sense of sadness washed over her, as if the walls themselves were weeping. She saw her then in the far corner, a young girl, no more than 7. She sat hunched in a rocking chair, her long black hair obscuring her face. "Hello?" Emily's voice trembled. The girl didn't respond. She continued to rock back and forth, her tiny body racked with silent sobs. As Emily approached, the girl slowly lifted her head. Her face was a mask of decay. Empty sockets stared back.
Emily gasped, stumbling back in horror. The girl vanished, leaving behind only a lingering sense of despair and the faint scent of rotting flowers. Skeletons in the closet. Fear gave way to a desperate need for answers. What had happened within these walls? They stumbled upon an old janitor's closet. Inside they found stacks of dusty files, records of the hospital's dark past. The hospital had been plagued by mysterious deaths, patients dying in their sleep, doctors driven to madness, whispers of malpractice and a cover-up. The files mentioned a doctor, Dr. Elias Crane. He was obsessed with cheating death, experimenting on his patients, but his experiments only brought suffering and death. The spirits of his victims trapped within the hospital walls, seeking retribution. The friends finally understood the source of the hospital's darkness, the weight of countless innocent souls. Bound by the unseen, panic set in. They had to escape. But the hospital had other plans. Doors slammed shut before them. Windows refused to break. The air grew thick and suffocating. Claustrophobia tightened its grip. They were trapped. Prisoners in a macabre game orchestrated by unseen forces. They were separated, forced to confront their own personal demons.
haunted by my past mistakes.
Emily, crippled by her self-doubt. Chris, his forced humour masking a deep-seated fear. And Jessica, drawn further into the darkness. Each encounter chipped away at their sanity. Whispers morphed into screams. Shadows solidified into grotesque figures. They were being worn down, broken by the relentless assault on their senses, their hope dwindling with each passing moment. Confrontation and sacrifice. The climax came in the hospital chapel, a once sacred space now desecrated and cold. They were reunited, but their relief was short-lived. The spectral figure of Dr. Crane materialized before them. His eyes burned with a cold, malevolent light. He spoke of his work, his belief that he was above morality, that death was merely an obstacle to be overcome. He blamed the spirits for his downfall, vowing to finish what he started, to claim their souls and continue his twisted experiments.
We won't let you hurt anyone else.
This ends now, Crane.
We faced our demons and now we face you.
You can't control us anymore.
But the friends had changed. The ordeal had forged a new resolve within them. Mark accepted responsibility for his past. Emily found her voice. Chris faced his fear. And Jessica, instead of succumbing to the darkness, used it to fight back. She confronted Dr. Crane, acknowledging the pain he had caused, offering him a chance for redemption. Her words, filled with empathy and forgiveness, seemed to resonate with the trapped spirits. The room filled with a blinding light. When it faded, Dr. Crane was gone. The spirits, finally at peace, disappeared. Redemption's dawn. The hospital doors swung open, bathing the group in the warm light of dawn. They emerged, forever changed, haunted no longer by the ghosts of the past, but by the memory of their own resilience. They had stared into the abyss and emerged stronger, their bonds tested and reforged in the crucible of fear. They carried the scars, both physical and emotional, as a reminder of their ordeal. The old Mercy Hospital still stood, a stark reminder of the darkness that lay dormant within. But for the four friends, it was a symbol of their triumph, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. They had faced their fears and found redemption, and in doing so, they had found themselves. Some stories end, but the darkness never sleeps until the next shadow whispers. This was Mysteries Untold. If this tale chilled your spine, tap the like button, subscribe and ring the bell, so you never miss the next nightmare. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us, what haunted you the most?